On the news, Tinubu steps into Rivers State crisis, meets Wike and Fubara. Appeal court reinstates APC candidate Timipre Silva for Bayelsa governorship election. And Police Council confirms Kayode Egbetokun as IGP. It's a pleasure to have you join us on News Now. I'm Simisola Adigun. Following the unrest in Rivers State, President Bola Tinubu has met with Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his predecessor, Nyesom Wike, who is now Minister of the Federal Capital Territory. Tinubu met with the two politicians at the Aso Villa after the Police Council meeting, which Fubara attended with 36 other governors. Speaking with journalists after the Police Council meeting, Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State revealed that the President had intervened in the political and security situation unfolding in Rivers State. Rivers State has witnessed political power tussle in the last 3 days in what has seen the State House of Assembly impeach the Speaker and elect a new one, a political drama linked to an alleged battle between a political godfather and his political son. Infrastructural development, job creation, solid minerals development and budget and economic planning were the focus of the Federal Executive Council meeting at the Villa on Monday. At a press briefing after the meeting, the Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy says Nigerians from every part of the country are eager to be part of the 3 million technical talent program of his ministry, which will have a ripple effect on the economy. His counterpart from the Ministry of Works also announced that FEC has considered a memo to construct 2 coastal roads, which will fast-track trade and commerce in the country. There are details of this report compiled by correspondent Jide Olaniran.
The weekly ministerial briefing started with the Minister of Works speaking on the latest infrastructural project that his ministry is seeking FEC's approval for.
The Honourable Ministers here present and the press. The Ministry of Work presented a paper for approval on the coastal route running from Lagos to Port Harcourt to Cross River. And then that's phase 1. Then having spurs, phase 2 to the Trans-Sahara route, which is running from Enugu, Abakaliki, Ogoja, down to Cameroon.
For the Minister of Solid Minerals, he announced the Memorandum of Understanding signed with a top-notch German geoscientific technology company, which happened when the German Chancellor visited.
The significance of this epochal event is that this company has the latest top-of-the-line technology. It's a proprietary technology for exploration. It means that it can see deep down up to 10,000 meters for the mineral deposits that are available. And if you are vast in the space of solid minerals, you know that it's exploration, exploitation, and extraction, and the processes. You will know that exploration is an expensive business.
The Ministry of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy some days ago announced one of its programs to train 3 million technical talents in ICT. The briefing avails the minister an opportunity to update Nigerians on the project.
If you've been following, you notice we've started on a new project that we call the 3 million technical talent. And this is a program where we aim over the next 4 years to train 3 million technical talents, but also find sustainable ways to put them into jobs. This program was announced 2 weeks ago, and we're happy to announce that while we were targeting just 30,000 for the first batch, we've actually received an application of over 550,000 applications from across the country. I think the spread of the application is also why we're extremely excited about this program.
Other matters the Federal Executive Council deliberated on are the supplementary budget needed for pressing government commitments and the forthcoming off-cycle elections in 3 states.
18 billion naira was provided for the Independent National Electoral Commission to support them in the conduct of the Bayelsa, Kogi, and Imo elections.
President Bola Tinubu also used the Federal Executive Council meeting to express his confidence in his Chief of Staff, whom report in some section of the media say has lost the president's trust.
Less than 12 days to the governorship election in Bayelsa State, the Court of Appeal Abuja has reversed the nullification of the candidacy of the All Progressives Congress APC Timipre Silva. In a judgment delivered on Tuesday, the appellate court held that Justice Donato Sokorowo of the Federal High Court was wrong in ordering the sack of Silva as a candidate of the APC in the November 11 governorship election in Bayelsa State. According to the court, the trial court was erred in having assumed jurisdiction in the matter on grounds that the plaintiff at the Federal High Court lacked the necessary locus standi to initiate the suit in the first place, having not participated in the primary election that produced Silva as the flag bearer of the APC in the forthcoming election. The appellate court said the issue of jurisdiction is fundamental in an election matter, and since the lower court had no jurisdiction in the first place, all actions taken in the matter are declared a nullity. Justice Zubero also awarded a cost of 1 million naira in favor of Silva. Well, to speak more on this court judgment, legal practitioner and political affairs analyst Evans Ufeli joins me on the news. Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Evans. Now, what do you think about the ruling of the court?
Yeah, the ruling of the court is predicated on law. If you look at the Electoral Act, I think in section 29, it clearly states that if you have to challenge a party who contested an election, whether primaries or otherwise, you need to have the requisite local standard. That is a good ground to make that a challenge. You have to be a participant in the election. Okay? In the case under reference, the parties who went to court were not parties to the primaries. And so the Court of Appeal have just ruled that they have no local standard to so do. You know that the Federal High Court, before Justice Owebu, Nicholas Owebu, had ruled at the Court of First Instance that based on Section 182 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, that Timipre Silva was not qualified to have even contested the primaries. So he went further to talk about the issue of the fact that he had been a governor 2 times. Okay, and if you read the Constitution very well, you find out that Timipre Silva did his first term, the second term was truncated. Okay, now because it was truncated, the court interpreted it to mean that if he is allowed another 4 years, it would mean that he would have stayed more than, he would have done more than 8 years, which is required by law. But the Supreme Court is saying the issue under reference is even that those who went to court does not have local standard. And that Section 182 of the Constitution clearly says that if you win election, okay, if you have stayed a little bit and your election was cancelled or by the court ruling invalidated, it does not account to mean that you have spent any time at all, even if you have done 3 years. So the Court of Appeal have put the record straight. So we're looking at what next action the parties are going to take in the case under reference.
All right, briefly now, Mr. Evans, what impact will this ruling have on the electoral laws and guidelines?
The impact it has on the electoral law and guidelines is that this particular ruling, the court have ruled similarly in electoral cases where a party who did not, before now, the Electoral Act 2010, anybody can go to court to challenge the qualification or otherwise of a politician, whoever a candidate, okay? But the 2020 Act, okay, Electoral Act, is the current one, now shrunk the jurisdiction, shrunk those who can do that And I've said that it's only participants, okay, those who contested. So when you now want to challenge the validity or qualification of a candidate and you are not a participant, you're never a participant in the election, you have no locus. So the court has no jurisdiction to so determine that. That is what the Court of Appeal has restated. That is the implication.
Legal practitioner Evans Efeli, thank you very much for weighing in on this matter. In similar development, the appeal court has declared Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) as the duly elected candidate for the Kogi Central senatorial election held in February 2023. It further dismissed the appeal filed by Abubakar Ohere of the All Progressives Congress for lacking in merit. The tribunal chairman, Justice Kema Kolam Ojiako, delivered the unanimous judgment of the three-man panel on Tuesday, revealing that Ohere's results were inflated in 9 polling units in the Ajaokuta local government area.
It has been done to the people of Kogi Central Senatorial District, who on their own voluntarily came out en masse to vote for their own daughter, Natasha Hadiza Akpoti-Uduaghan, on 25th February 2023 as their senator, but their votes were truncated, were snatched, were taken away. But today, the 3 oracles of the Court of Appeal have restored that mandate. In 9 polling units where election was conducted, INEC refused to collate the results. Went to court at the lower tribunal, call evidence, eyewitnesses, polling agent, tender result through them, and the court agreed with us that yes, indeed, election was conducted. INEC gave no reasonable reason why they did not collate the result, and the tribunal by its power collated the result and came to a conclusion that indeed Natasha Akpoti won in those polling units.
It's a reconfirmation of what the people of Kogi Central said on the 25th and 26th of February. It's been delayed, no doubt, but at least we've come to the end of the road. This is the final court, and the wish and desire of the people of Kogi Central has been affirmed by the Court of Appeal, which is the last court in this matter.
The judgment of the trial court have been upheld by the Court of Appeal, and this showed clearly that the 2023 elections were manipulated, the figures were concocted, and we are happy that this has been righted by the court. And this has given total victory to the PDP in the central. And we are also looking forward to getting same at the eastern flank of the state.
The Nigeria Police Council has confirmed Kayode Egbetokun as the substantive Inspector General of Police (IGP). Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State disclosed this after a Police Council meeting held at the Presidential Villa in Abuja on Tuesday. The Bauchi governor also says that President Bola Tinubu, who chaired the Police Council meeting, intervened in the political and security situation unfolding in Rivers State with the planned impeachment of Governor Siminalayi Fubara. The new IGP replaced Usman Baba, who was appointed as the IGP by former President Muhammadu Buhari on April 6, 2021. Worried over the handling of the conditional cash transfer program of the federal government to 15 million households, the House of Representatives has summoned the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Betta Edu, to brief the Green Chamber on the status. Making the move in a motion of urgent public importance on Tuesday, the House questioned the lack of transparency in the program, which has led to fraudulent practices. The minister is to give details on the collation of data and distribution of the funds. The Nigeria Model United Nations Society has urged more than 1,000 students to cultivate the essential skills required to become responsible digital citizens within their society. Chairman of the Governing Council for the Nigeria Model United Nations Society, Chika Onwuazuzu, while speaking at the 19th conference held in Abuja on the theme promoting responsible digital citizenship among young people, the impact of parenting on a child's career.
A survey conducted in 2018 shows that on a daily basis, Nigerians spent about 4 hours and 5 minutes on the internet browsing. Nigeria is currently the highest user of internet in Africa with a teeming youth population, which means there is a need to develop responsible digital citizen.
You see them so much on the internet, you see them so much using electronic gadgets, but then behind the use of these gadgets, you notice also that there are so many things that they do not know. There are so many pretenses online. You also have actions that are not really good, where you have young people engaging in bullying because of sometimes peer pressure. So there's need for the elderly ones, there's need for educators to also educate these younger ones on the need for responsible digital citizenship.
The Internet's significance as a potent tool for collaboration and effective positive change, and the numerous opportunities available to Nigerian youths, which comes with some measure of responsibility, which is ethical.
We need to be aware of everything we do online. We need to know that every post, every comment, every video we make has an effect on the greater community at large. So we need to take into consideration the feelings of other people in order to make positive impacts on our community. Secondly, we need to use the internet as a tool to further the things we have already. We need to understand that we can use research and things to collaborate for a greater world at large.
Ambassador of Switzerland to Nigeria shares his insights on the subject, as well as students from Georgia University.
The fact that Switzerland is a neutral country was key, that actually the UN and its precursor, the League of Nations, were founded and established in Switzerland. That's why I was here, because people think, rightly, that I have something to say, that I can share things with them regarding Switzerland and the UN, and beyond that, of course, regarding Switzerland as a successful, small country in the middle of Europe with no resources, and nevertheless one of the richest on the planet.
We found that Model UN and public speaking was what really strengthened my interest in being involved in politics and international affairs, as well as developed a lot of really important logical and critical thinking skills. So I think it's amazing that NISMUN has for almost 20 years been doing this to help Nigerian students and been helping them find their voices and engaging them to meet other peers who are interested in these similar issues. And so we're just really lucky to get to learn from these students and get to help teach them some of what we've learned along the way competing in events like Model UN.
As technology continues to improve human life, every user of the product must heed the message: handle with care.
We'll go on a short break now, but coming up, CBN denies any plans to denominate the Naira from January 2024. Stay with us for details. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back. A recap of our top stories quickly. President Bola Tinubu has met with the Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his predecessor Nyesom Wike, who is now the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory. Tinubu met with the two politicians at the Aso Villa after the Police Council meeting with Fubara attended with other 36 state governors. We also told you that the Court of Appeal in Abuja has reinstated former Minister of Petroleum Temepres Silva as the governorship candidate of the All Progressives Congress (APC) in the Bayelsa State. The unanimous decision by a three-member panel of justices set aside the judgment of the Federal High Court in Abuja, which had previously disqualified Silva from participating in the gubernatorial poll. Now, in case you missed any of our news bulletins, or for more updates, you can catch us on Limex World TV or log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria, or download our mobile app on Google Play Store and Huawei App Gallery. On Facebook, we're at TV360 Online.
In the last 3 years, we have built a multi-purpose center, which is the envy of all in our constituency. And I can tell you that the people who are living there are already enjoying it.
Guy, do you think what this man just said is true? See, I seriously doubt. I'm sure it's one of those their silly lies.
And wait, do you know there's a way to find out if these things he's saying is true or not? This is the Construct app. It gives people like us a sure way to track implementation of constituency projects. It gives valid and verified information on location of projects, amounts allocated, amount funded, the level of job done, and even the profiles of concerned legislators. You and I can post directly on this app.
Are you serious?
This is the GoTo app. If you want to know how our Commonwealth is being expanded by the government.
Wow. Let's even see if what this man said is true. Show me.
The Construct app is developed by Other Paper Nigeria with support from USAID and is available on both Google Play Store and Apple Store.
And it's true.
Of course, I told you.
Business Director of Corporate Communication at the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Issa Abdul Mumin, has clarified that there are no plans to redenominate the country's currency from January 2024. In a statement signed and posted on its X handle on Tuesday, the bank disclosed that the purported text messages that it intends to redenominate Nigeria's tender did not originate from its management, as it was merely a modification of a text by a previous CBN governor in 2007 and made it appear recent. Furthermore, the Apex Bank advised the public to disregard such publications as they are meant to cause unnecessary panic in the polity. To end ticket racketeering experienced in all railway stations across Nigeria, the federal government has launched an e-ticketing purchase as the only option for passengers traveling through Lagos-Ibadan as well as Warri-Takpe rail corridors. Minister of Transportation Saidu Alkali performed the official launching ceremony in Abuja with an emphasis that the project would kickstart on November the 1st in the mentioned rail corridors. He assured Nigerians of the federal government's commitment to ensuring safety of the travelers while improving the nation's internally generated revenue. The minister also said the concession period will be for 10 years with an assurance of effective and uninterrupted services. We'll take a break here and return with Stock Market Report. Please stay with us. Investors in Nigeria's equities market booked 1.7 trillion naira gain in the month of October, despite earlier concerns on inflation and falling naira in the FX market. With 1.65% appreciation, the all-share index and equities market closed the review month of October at 69,236 basis points and 38.04 trillion naira. The market breadth also ended positive with 14 gainers against 25 losers. Airtel Africa led the gainers list with a 10% share price appreciation, closing at 1,540 naira per share, followed closely by Northern Nigeria Flour Mills. Tuesday's data shows a 12% improvement in volume, 27% decline in turnover, but a 5% improvement in deals. Now, our select foreign stocks, that's the UK's FTSE and US Dow Jones, recorded low returns, closing in the bears, while Japan's Nikkei ended in the bull. On the international news, an elite Kenyan police unit is on trial on a charge of wrongful death following the killing of a Pakistani journalist in Nairobi last year. The case opened at the Kajiado High Court in the outskirts of Nairobi on Tuesday, with petitioners claiming that Arshad Sharif's death was an assassination planned in Pakistan. The critic of Pakistan's powerful military leadership was killed in October 2022 2022 when the car he was in with another Pakistani man drove through a checkpoint outside the Kenyan capital and police opened fire. Meanwhile, Kenyan police claimed that Sharif did not stop at a roadblock on the outskirts of Nairobi, but his family and Pakistani investigators disagree, saying Sharif's killing was planned in Pakistan. But a team of Pakistani investigators argue Sharif's killing was a planned assassination. Lastly, on sports, Brazilian forward Vinicius Jr. has signed a new contract with Real Madrid that runs until 2027, the Spanish club has announced. Vinicius Jr., who won the Socrates Award in Monday's Ballon d'Or ceremony for his humanitarian work, has won 9 trophies at Real, including 2 league titles, along with the Champions League in 2022 and 2 FIFA Club World Cup trophies. The 23-year-old joined Real from Flamengo in 2018 for a reported transfer fee of 46 million euros and has since made 235 appearances, scoring 62 goals. Well, that's our bulletin on News Now. See you again next time. Bye for now.